We've all been there. We start a new project, hobby or goal with a burst of energy and enthusiasm. We're convinced this time will be different. This time we'll stick with it. But then, almost like clockwork, the initial excitement fades. The tasks that seemed thrilling become mundane. We hit roadblocks and the allure of distractions grows stronger. This isn't a sign of weakness, but a natural human tendency. Understanding why motivation dwindles is the first step to staying on track. Think of motivation like a muscle. Just like our physical muscles, our motivation can be strengthened with the right exercises and habits. However, it also needs rest and recovery. Pushing too hard without breaks leads to burnout and exhaustion. And just like physical fatigue, motivational fatigue can set in if we don't vary our routines or set realistic goals. The key to sustainable motivation lies in understanding the science behind it, the way our brains are wired, the role of habits, and the impact of our emotions. By understanding these factors, we can develop strategies to keep our motivation high, even when the going gets tough. At the heart of motivation lies dopamine, a neurotransmitter often called the feel-good chemical. When we anticipate or achieve something rewarding, our brain releases dopamine, creating a pleasurable sensation that reinforces the behavior. This is why starting a new project or chasing a goal feels so good initially. The novelty and anticipation trigger a surge of dopamine, propelling us forward. However, our brains are wired to crave novelty. As we become accustomed to a reward, the dopamine rush diminishes. This is known as hedonic adaptation. Think about the first time you drove a new car, tasted chocolate, or received a compliment. The experience was likely very enjoyable, but over time, the pleasure decreased as the novelty wore off. This isn't to say that our brains are against consistency or long-term goals. Instead, it highlights the need for strategies that keep our dopamine levels balanced and engaged. By understanding this cycle, we can work with our brains, not against them, to maintain motivation. Our brains are evolutionarily programmed to prioritize new and stimulating experiences. In the past, this served us well, driving us to explore, learn, and adapt to our environment. However, in today's world, saturated with information and constant stimulation, this ancient wiring can lead to a constant chase for the next dopamine hit. For example, think about scrolling through social media. Each new post, like, or notification triggers a small dopamine release, encouraging us to keep scrolling even when we know it's not productive. The same principle applies to video games, junk food, or even constantly switching between tasks. This constant novelty seeking can make it challenging to stay focused on long-term goals, which often require sustained effort and delayed gratification. The key lies in finding ways to inject novelty into our routines and goals without getting caught in a cycle of instant gratification. While dopamine plays a crucial role, motivation isn't solely a chemical process. Our emotions, particularly stress, play a significant role in driving or hindering our motivation. And when we're stressed, our bodies release cortisol, a hormone that, in short bursts, can enhance focus. However, chronic stress leads to a buildup of cortisol, which can deplete our energy, impair our focus, and diminish our motivation. Furthermore, negative emotions like anxiety, fear, or self-doubt can act as powerful demotivators. If we associate a task or goal with negative feelings, our brain will naturally try to avoid it, leading to procrastination and decreased motivation. Cultivating a positive mindset, managing stress levels, and addressing negative emotions are crucial for creating an internal environment conducive to motivation. Think of it this way: you wouldn't expect a plant to thrive in toxic soil. Similarly, our motivation flourishes in an environment of self-care, positive self-talk, and emotional well-being.